Hi, everyone. We are at Frazier & Frazier Attorney at Law meeting today with Kyle Frazier, who has been a probate and estate attorney here in the great state of Texas for over 30 years. And he's going to give us some insight today in just how important it is to have a will done by a professional and some insight into exactly how estates and probate work in our great Lone Star State. Hi, Kyle. Thank you so much for having us in your offices today at Frazier & Frazier Attorneys at Law. I think that one of the most important things for people to do to plan for the inevitable is to meet with an attorney like yourself and sit down and talk about estate planning and what they can do. Tell me, what do you believe is the most important thing for families and partners to do in order to get organized and get ready for estate planning before they come and see you?
When I'm meeting with someone to talk about estate planning, I don't necessarily need a lot of information ahead of time, but I would ask my clients to look at all of their accounts and see how they're styled. Is there a beneficiary designation on an account? When you're doing estate planning, you're trying to decide who you want to leave your property to and how you want to leave it to them. So you would think that your will governs the disposition of all your property. But these days, beneficiary designations are so prevalent that your will often doesn't cover many assets, maybe other than your home. Even if you have a will, you don't have to probate it. If you don't probate a will, then your property passes to your heirs. So the initial question I always ask people is, did they have a will or not? And if you have a will, it has to be probated. But if a will is probated, then the decedent's property is going to pass according to what the will says. If you have a will and you don't probate it, then your property is going to pass to your heirs. But then the next question is, okay, who are your heirs? Well, your heirs are determined by the law of this state where you live when you die. And in Texas, your heirs are first a combination of your spouse and descendants. If you don't have a spouse and descendants, then you can go up the chain to mom and dad.
Right.
If they're not around, and you come down the chain from mom and dad to your siblings and then to your nieces and nephews. But, probate in Texas is not bad at all. We have the most modern laws in the country, and probate's quick and easy and simple. It doesn't have to take a long time. If you have a properly executed will, probate's pretty easy in Texas.
One of the things that I noticed was I come across a lot of trusts now, and oftentimes people will tell me, well, my family member did a trust, but we don't really know what is a revocable trust or what's an irrevocable trust. And I would love for you to explain to everyone exactly what the difference is between an irrevocable trust and a revocable trust as it pertains to estates.
Well, most trusts that are used in estate planning are revocable trusts. In a trust, there's always three parties: the grantor, the one putting the money into the trust, there's the beneficiary of the trust, and then there's the trustee. Irrevocable trusts are not that common. And an irrevocable trust is just what it says. It can't be revoked.
It can't be altered or changed.
Right. And in a revocable trust, or certainly the one used for estate planning, the people setting up the trust, whether it's a husband and wife or a single person, they're the grantors, the trustees, and the beneficiary. And in a revocable trust, a lot of the language in it reads exactly like a will does.
That brings me to, what about when the largest asset in the estate or the largest asset that someone owns is their home?
Again, the question is, when someone dies, is how are the assets titled? Is there any asset titled in the decedent's name that does not have a beneficiary designation?
That's the number one question, I think, to write down, even as a realtor working in Houston.
Yes.
What assets are titled in the decedent's name? And how many years now have you been practicing in Texas doing probate and estate work?
Oh gosh, I'd say about 35 years or so.
Wow, so you have seen everything.
Oh, well, I've seen a lot.
There's not a lot that's come through that you probably haven't seen or dealt with as far as estates and
yeah, I would say that's true.
At the end of the day, the one thing that I think I'm taking away from this is just how important it is to make sure that they're working with somebody who's been in business for a long time, that understands the law, that understands estates, and can help them plan and organize their estate at the end of the day so that they're leaving a legacy on to their next heirs and their next family members. So thank you so much for all that insight.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing it with us today. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
One of the most important things when it comes to probate and estate is using a trusted professional, be it an attorney or a realtor. The number one thing that you need in your corner is someone that knows how real estate works in the Lone Star State. Thank you so much and have a great day. This is the American Dream.